Single mom paid for a coffee for a strange man. The next morning, a helicopter landed at her house. The cafe was unusually crowded that rainy morning. Emma stood at the counter, her clothes slightly damp, her hair tied in a messy bun that spoke of sleepless nights and endless responsibilities. Her 7-year-old son, Noah, tugged at her coat, whispering, "Mom, I think that man forgot his wallet." Emma turned and saw him, a tall man in an expensive-looking suit, patting his pockets with a frustrated expression. The barista waited impatiently as he searched for his missing wallet. The man looked embarrassed, murmuring, "I must have left it in my car." Before she could think twice, Emma smiled softly and handed the cashier her card. "Add his coffee to mine," she said. The man looked up, startled. "You don't have to. It's just coffee," Emma interrupted gently. "We all have those days." He hesitated, then smiled, genuinely. "Thank you, I won't forget this." Emma nodded, picked up her son's hand, and walked out into the drizzle, unaware that this tiny act of kindness would change her life forever. Emma's days were filled with struggle. She worked double shifts as a nurse at the local hospital and cleaned offices at night just to pay the rent. Her old house barely stood against the wind, and the roof leaked when it rained. Noah had outgrown most of his clothes, but Emma patched them up instead of buying new ones. She never complained. Her son was her world, and every bedtime story, every laugh, every hug was worth more than all the luxuries she couldn't afford. Still, that night, as she tucked Noah into bed, she whispered a quiet prayer. "God, I don't need much. Just a little break. For him, for us." The next morning, Emma woke to a sound that made her heart race, the roaring blades of a helicopter. She rushed outside, shielding her eyes as the wind whipped around her. The neighbors peeked out from their doors, stunned. The helicopter landed right in the empty lot beside her small house, its shiny white surface reflecting the morning sun. A man in a dark suit stepped out, escorted by 2 others. Emma froze. It was the same man from the cafe. He smiled when he saw her, his hair swept back by the wind. "Good morning, Miss, Emma Carter," she stammered, clutching her robe. "What's going on? Did I do something wrong?" He chuckled. "Quite the opposite." He extended his hand. "I'm Alexander Hayes. Yesterday, you bought me a coffee. You didn't know who I was, but you helped me anyway." Emma blinked, confused. "You didn't have to come all the way here just to say thank you." Alexander smiled. "I don't believe in small thank yous. You see, Emma, I own Hayes Enterprises, one of the largest construction firms in the city. I came here because I believe in rewarding kindness, and I think it's time someone did something for you." At first, Emma thought it was some kind of joke. But when Alexander invited her and Noah to step inside the helicopter, she realized it was real. From the sky, her tiny town looked like a toy village. Noah pressed his face to the glass, squealing with delight. For once, Emma didn't have to worry about the bills or the leaky roof, just this breathtaking moment. When they landed, Alexander led them to a construction site. But it wasn't just any site, it was a row of newly built homes. Beautiful, sturdy, sunlit houses. He handed her a set of keys. "This one's yours," he said simply. Emma's eyes widened. "Mr. Hayes, I can't accept this." "It's not charity," Alexander interrupted. "It's a thank you. You showed kindness when you had nothing to gain. You reminded me of something I'd forgotten, that humanity still exists outside boardrooms and contracts." Tears welled in her eyes as she turned the keys in her trembling hands. Noah ran toward the porch, laughing. "Mom, we have a garden." Emma looked up at Alexander, her voice breaking. "You have no idea what this means to us." He smiled softly. "I think I do." Over the weeks that followed, Alexander and Emma saw each other often. He helped her settle in, introduced her to new opportunities, and even offered her a position as a health consultant for his company's employee wellness program, something that paid well and allowed her to spend more time with Noah. But it wasn't just business anymore. Their conversations grew deeper, about dreams, fears, and what it meant to rebuild your life from scratch. Emma learned that Alexander had lost his wife years ago in an accident and had thrown himself into work to forget the pain. That morning at the cafe had been his first day back in town after months abroad, a day he thought would be ordinary. Until her. One evening, as the sun dipped low behind her new home, Alexander joined her on the porch. Noah was chasing fireflies in the yard, his laughter echoing in the twilight. Alexander looked at Emma, his voice low. You know, when I met you, I thought you were just a kind stranger. But you've reminded me what real strength looks like. Emma smiled faintly. And you've reminded me that miracles sometimes wear suits. They laughed quietly, both understanding the truth in those words. Months later, their friendship blossomed into love, not the sudden, fiery kind, but the steady, healing kind that feels like home. The world had given Emma nothing but storms, yet somehow, her kindness had brought the sun back. One small act, a simple coffee, had changed not just her fate, but also a man's heart that had long forgotten how to feel.